this camera. Right, we're good to go. Woo, woo. Hi guys, welcome to the first ever Temple Health and Wellness video. Disclaimer, forgive me if I'm looking here and there and everywhere and I'm flailing my hands. I am Middle Eastern, we talk like this, so please forgive me, okay? Now, when it comes to fat loss, this is a journey many people embark on. And it doesn't matter whether you have a lot of fat to lose or a little bit of fat to lose, the same concepts apply. And I'm a firm believer that it's a case of mindset. Once you hack the mindset for whatever goal in your wellness journey, whether you want to build muscle, lose body fat, whatever, once you have that disciplined mindset and you understand the fundamentals, nothing will stand in your way. I promise you. 5 tips, 5 things that might be standing in your way and changes that you can make to your way of thinking, to your lifestyle that might be standing in the way of you and achieving your goals. Okay, let's go. Number 1, are you being realistic about your goals? Being realistic is really important because oftentimes we human beings overwhelm ourselves with goals that are far too ambitious, and that ultimately leads to failure. Let me give you an example. Say we've got Susan, okay? Susan wants to lose 20 kilos. That's absolutely fine, Sue. We can help you out with that goal. However, the way in which she goes about it is the important part. There are 2 types of fat loss. There's that fast metabolism killing fat loss where you just crash diet. Ultimately, you just cut your calories to a stupid amount. And yeah, you're going to lose weight, but then your metabolism is going to go through something called metabolic adaptation. It's going to go into starvation. It's going to panic. It's going to be like, where the hell's the food? And then it's going to hold on to your fat stores and you're going to be left wondering, what the hell's going on? What's going on is that your maintenance calories have plummeted. They've dropped and your body is not going to expend any energy beyond this point. The other kind of fat loss is the slow, sustainable fat loss. Yes, it might be a little bit more painful because it's slower, but guess what? Once you eventually reach that goal, by the time you get there, it's going to be a lifestyle for you. You're just going to be like, oh, are we here? Oh, great. Okay, cool. You're going to be indifferent because you're just going to be like, oh, right, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm in good shape. I feel great. You know, all that. Break down your journey into digestible, bite-sized chunks that you can tolerate. You want to achieve goals that aren't just temporary. You want to sustain them. You want them to be forever. You want them to be a way of life. Be realistic. That takes me on to my second tip. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. I know you probably will have heard this numerous times, but I cannot emphasize how important this is. We are constantly being exposed to others, especially because of social media. It's quite unnatural how many other physiques we see nowadays. Back in the day, you know, before technology, it wasn't like that. You know, you didn't have all these bodies on Instagram just freely floating around like, oh, look at me, oh, look at my shoulders. And it's like, what? Naturally, that's quite overwhelming for the brain. Even if you're the most secure person on the planet, seeing all of that is really overwhelming. And you can't help but compare yourself. We've all done it. I've done it. I feel like there's this pressure to look a certain way and to have a tiny waist and to have really defined glutes that are just popping. We are all so different. We're all so different. We're a different bundle of genetics. We're a different bundle of everything. We are completely unique. And I feel that the beauty of our uniqueness is being lost in these trends. So the next time you see a physique that's admirable and beautiful, admire it. Wow, they look great, and move on, move past it. You are so unique. You're amazing as you are. Just focus on being in competition with yourself. Be better than you were yesterday. And that doesn't necessarily mean your gym performance or your diet or anything like that. Just treating people well, smiling, dealing with things that are negative in a positive light. Little things like that have a ripple effect. So it sounds so preachy. Ugh. And hey, I'm not saying that I'm immune to it. I've literally just admitted that I do it myself. So You know, no one's immune to it, but you just have to constantly remind yourself, you know, I am me, and that is why I'm epic. So whatever insecurities you might have, just know that everyone has them. Even the people that seem to have their shit together and they seem like they have no issues whatsoever. Everyone's got their shit. Everyone's got their shit. Yeah, bear that in mind. So yeah, don't compare yourself to anyone else. You are amazing as you are. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep pushing. Keep striving towards your goals. You're an inspiration. Okay, remember that. That takes me on to tip number 3. My battery died, which is great, and the sun is setting, so that's even better. So my third tip is know your why. What is the reason that you are embarking on this journey? Is it a healthy reason? Are you just doing it because a member of your family is constantly making comments about your weight? That's a real thing. I come from a culture where it's completely normal to walk into a room and have someone say to you, you've gained weight, or you've lost weight, you look better because you've lost weight. There's this constant hum of positivity surrounding weight loss. Openly commenting on someone's weight, in my opinion, whether it's to comment on fat loss, fat gain, whatever, just don't do it. Just don't do it. I'll tell you why. I know this is completely going off topic from the tip, but I'll get back to it. I'm just really passionate about this. You don't know what's going on in someone's life. If someone seems to have lost a little bit of weight, gained a little bit of weight, whatever the case may be, they could be going through so much at that moment. They could be sick. They could be coping with something. There could be any number of things. Or they might just be feeling good. They might actually be intending to lose weight or gain weight or whatever. Whatever the case may be, don't comment on the specific. Just say, you look great. You look great. You're glowing. You look healthy. You look happy. That's it. That's all you need to say. Beyond that, keep it to yourself, okay? Keep it to yourself. You have to also put yourself in that person's shoes. If you were that person and someone was openly just commenting on your weight, you might enjoy being told you've lost weight. That's fine. But that's simply, I think, because we're part of that generation. I know I am. I'm nearly 30. So when I was a kid, it was very much the case that the skinnier you were, the more praised you were. I like to think we're past that. So yeah, don't be commenting on people's weights. It's just rude. Going back to my third tip, know your why. Your starting point is crucial. The root of your journey needs to be for you. You need to be the reason why you're doing this, not anyone else. Fuck anyone's opinion. When it comes to embarking on a journey for your health, you need to be selfish about it. You need to know that it's okay. If you want to put muscle on, if you want to grow the biggest glutes in the world, if you want to get bolder shoulders, if you want abs, if you want whatever you want, you can have that, sis, bro, whatever. You can have that. Don't worry about what anyone else has got to say. I had so many comments when I first started lifting. I had so many comments like, oh, girls shouldn't lift. Oh, you'll look manly. And I was just like, do I? Do I look manly? I've been lifting for years. I can press a lot of weight. I don't look manly. I look feminine and I feel feminine. And my husband thinks I look feminine. It's not about the aesthetic. It's about how I feel. I feel strong. I feel powerful. And I know that when I get into later life, hopefully, I'm blessed with a long life, my body will thank me. My body's going to thank me for lifting those weights. It's going to thank me for looking after my bones and eating protein and doing all these things. It's going to thank me for looking after myself. So knowing your why is important. Obviously, if you start off fueled by the fury of someone constantly commenting on your weight and you find a love for wellness, fitness, whatever, that's great. But really just sit back and think to yourself, if you keep kind of falling off the wagon, think to yourself, why is it that that keeps happening? If I want this so bad, why does that keep happening? Understanding what's fueling your journey is actually quite pivotal. I know that it might not seem crucial, but I actually think it's a really good way of establishing what it is that you want and deciphering, am I doing this because my mum keeps calling me fat? So yeah, that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is restrictive equals bad. Anything that feels restrictive is probably not going to last. And let me tell you why. Unless you're training to enter an aesthetics competition, like a bodybuilding competition or something like that, where you have to be really meticulous with your calories and your macronutrients and all of that jazz, you don't need to be like that. You don't need to be that restrictive. And if it feels restrictive, you're not going to be able to maintain it. The moment you feel restricted, your brain is going to go into panic mode, and it's going to be like, we can't eat that. So that means we want to eat it. And that means we're going to fail. And if we fail, we're going to gain all of the weight back, or we're not going to gain the muscle because we won't have hit our protein macro goal for the day. And no. A perfect example of a restrictive diet is anything that entails you cutting your calories a ridiculous amount, cutting out a whole nutrient group like carbohydrates, fats, whatever. That's restrictive, and you don't want to do that. Okay, when it comes to fat loss, the amount that you cut your calories has to be safe. It has to be a safe amount. The reason why it has to be sensible and it has to be safe is because if you cut them far too much, or you cut your calories a little bit but then you're overtraining, what might happen, or what will actually probably happen, I'm just going to say it, is your body's metabolism is going to adapt. It's going to go through something called metabolic adaptation, and you might have heard of it in the form of starvation mode. And what happens is your body's very clever metabolism will bring down your maintenance calories to match whatever number you're eating at that moment in time. And that's why you might notice, if you've ever eaten a stupidly low number of calories, you'll hit a plateau. And that means you'll stop noticing any fat loss. How, I hear you scream, can I reverse these effects? There is a phenomenon called reverse dieting, in which you quite simply increase your calories slowly over time so as not to shock your metabolism and so as not to induce any unwanted sudden weight gain. So if you're eating too little calories, that's potentially what's going to happen to you. Your body's going to just be like, we don't like this. Now, being restrictive doesn't just look like that. It also looks like cutting out a nutrient group. You know, I'm one of those people, I don't like extreme diets. I don't like anything where it's like, go keto and just cut out all the carbs, or cut sugar out, or cut whatever. Just, you know, no, just don't have too much of anything and you'll be fine. You'll be okay. The secret to a happy life is honestly balance. Unless you're intolerant or allergic to a particular food or a food group or whatever, there's no reason for you to be cutting it out of your diet. There's honestly no reason. That's just my opinion. Don't come at me in the comments if you don't agree, or maybe do, and we can have a healthy discussion. So yeah, that's also restrictive. And if it starts to make you feel unhappy, that's probably a sign that it's not for you. If you start to feel lethargic, if you start to feel tired, lethargic means tired, you start to feel like something's not right, it's probably because it's not. So yeah, don't be restrictive, because restriction is a recipe for disaster. If you want to really have some success with fat loss, calculate your calories and cut them by about 20%. Run a healthy calorie deficit. If you feel like you've hit a plateau, increase your calories for a week or two, then bring them back down to where you were. Power through, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight. This is a process, and you have to respect the process. Nothing worth having comes easy. Remember that. On the flip side, if you're trying to build muscle, you're concerned that certain foods are going to inhibit muscle growth or whatever, expel that from your mind, okay? If you're getting enough protein, and you know, you can even build muscle on a deficit. Please excuse me, looking at my iWatch. And you know, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, you can actually build muscle on a deficit. You just have to be consistent with your weight training, and you have to make sure that you prioritize your protein intake. But if you want a video on that, I can make a whole video on that. The way you need to look at your wellness is, this is so cliche. It sounds like an IG post, but I swear to God, you need to look at it as a lifestyle change. That's literally how you need to look at it. Look at where you want to be and live that life now. Whatever foods you see future you eating, eat them now. Whatever training you see future you doing, try it now. That takes me on to my final tip, which I can't remember now. okay, I got a little bit overexcited and I had to kind of just regroup and remind myself what the tips were. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is find a form of exercise that you enjoy. The reason I say this is because, again, on Instagram, social media is a big one. It's a massive influence, so I have to talk about it a lot. When you go on Instagram, I've noticed that the main forms of exercise that I see are weightlifting, calisthenics, stuff like that. Not everyone's going to enjoy that. You might go and try it at the gym and hate it, and you'll form an impression of it. You might even try it more than once, and you're just like, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Is there something wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You just don't enjoy it. Personal preference. You have to take your personal preference into account. As long as you're moving your body, that is fantastic. Okay, so if you want to embark on something Pilates related, if you want to go for yoga, if you want to try plyometrics, if you want to try calisthenics, if you do want to try weight training, if you want to try long distance running, if you want to try CrossFit, why not try it? Just give it a try. You might actually find that you have a strength in there somewhere, a talent for it. You just never know. Don't be majorly influenced by what you see on Instagram, and don't feel like you're weird just because you don't enjoy a particular form of exercise. At the end of the day, when it comes to your wellness journey, again, be selfish. It's about your wellness. And as human beings, we should enjoy exercise because of the hormones that it triggers the release of in our bodies. So if you find yourself not enjoying it, it's probably a sign you just need to try something different. So if you're part of a gym and it does classes, go and try them. Go and try all the classes on the timetable if it's included in your membership. If not, go on YouTube and just hit up workout routines, or what the hell am I talking about? Just search different forms of exercise, different workouts, give them a try, see how it makes you feel. Because if you feel great, it's probably a sign you found it, you like it. When I first started training, I was living at my mum and dad's, and this is before I got married. In the conservatory, there was like a big space where I could use it to train. And I was at a point where I just wasn't happy with myself. I couldn't quite put my finger on what I wasn't happy about, because to me, it was about more than the aesthetic. It was about feeling good. I started literally with that Charlotte Crosby DVD, The Belly Blitz, and it is the best decision I made. I still have that DVD, and that was 6 years ago. And that's where it all started for me. It started at my mum and dad's in the conservatory, and they got a treadmill as well. I started doing sprints on that, and it was about 2 years before I even joined a gym. And by that time, I'd lost a load of body fat. I was really into feeling powerful and strong. And the best part about it was I knew I hadn't even started yet. So that's the beautiful thing about a wellness journey, that you're just constantly going and going and going. I've had my moments though where like I fixated so much on a particular goal that I've lost sight of where I came from. Like just a few weeks ago, I was like, I wish I could lift this much. I wish I could do this. Why can I only do one pull-up? Why can I only do this? And why can I only do that? And then I saw that trend on Instagram where people were putting footage of themselves now, and they were putting a goal that they had that was like something that they wanted in the short term. And then immediately after that clip, they showed a clip of themselves or a photo of themselves at the start of their fitness journey, and it would say something like, wait, we lift now? Or wait, we train now? And it's like the past version of them saying, wait, we do that now. Or wait, we stay consistent. And I swear to God, I've been in tears. Some of them are super emotional. I'm just like, oh my God, well done. Yes, you did that. So yeah, just know if you did one of those and I may have seen it, I probably cried. Hopefully that doesn't freak you out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I talk a lot. It's my first vid, so bear with me while I get the lighting situation perfected and, you know, everything else, because I know that with YouTube and all these social media platforms, like lighting, backdrop, all of that is really important. So please just bear with me. The content that I have is so It's just so good. Okay, it's so good. There's such good intentions behind it. I genuinely just want to help. I don't want a penny. I just want to help. So if even one person watches this, love you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. But yeah, on a serious note, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your time. Your time is precious to me, and I hope you've taken something from this video and you will implement it into your precious, precious life. And I hope it has a positive impact. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you get a little ping next time I upload a video. How do I say goodbye? I should make a goodbye. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I don't actually know how to end this video. Okay, I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna go. Okay, bye.